on Fox in the past. He has already done that. And, allegedly he is friendly with the Saudi man that, I forget his name, that helped Obama.
Rashid Khalidi?
No, I forget. It was another guy, another gentleman that, remember...
Tony Resco's friend. I think you're talking about the guy who financed him maybe through his college years.
There was a former a politician that recently passed away, and he mentioned the connections of this wealthy Saudi that helped Obama with school and money. And
I heard that story too.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So he supposedly is friendly with the prince. And look, there's a lot of money involved here. Glenn Beck made $32 million last year. Now I'm not saying they paid him off. But, he obviously don't want to hurt that gravy train. And, look, and like I said, I was a police officer. I've been threatened before, too. And, look, I just don't, the way he's coming at us, I mean, you see Hannity and everyone else, they're not attacking the movement like Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck are.
We'll be back with the last segment. You're listening to the Les Naiman Show on 970 WGGK. We'll be back with the last segment with Steve Cooper after a few words from our sponsors.
970 WGTK.
Power. Our lives depend on it, from everyday necessities like heating and cooling to daily essentials like cooking and kids' bath times. Power outages are becoming more frequent in Kentuckiana. Although you can't predict a crisis, you can be prepared with a natural gas standby generator system from Kilowatt Energy. With an automatic standby generator from Kilowatt Energy, you never have to worry. Within seconds of an outage, power is completely restored to supply essential circuits like sump pumps, medical equipment, appliances, and central air and heat. Kilowatt Energy's automatic standby generator sit outside just like a central air conditioning unit and operate on natural gas or propane. And the American Red Cross recommends permanently installed standby generators as a safer alternative to portable generators. Kilowatt Energy has the power for your home or business. Call Kilowatt Energy today for a free estimate and receive a 3-year maintenance plan and 5-year extended warranty free with any installation. That's a $1,600 value. Call 428-9092. That's 428-9092.
Fighting liberal lunacy, let's do it together on The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekday mornings at 9 on 970 WGTK.
We're back with our final segment, Les Naiman, the Les Naiman Show on 970 WGTK. And I have the conservative monster, Steve Cooper, who is doing what he's doing for, I guess, the same reason that I'm doing what I'm doing. I got involved in this last August, and I've been a Tea Party member since last March. And it's the fact that I felt I had to speak out. I have to do the best I can to try and change what's going on in the communist takeover of our country. Steve, I want to thank you for coming on the air tonight. Why don't you give your information to my folks on how they can contact you or listen to your show or read your blog?
Okay. Yeah, the site is theconservativemonster.com, and I do podcasts and interviews, and I'll post them on my website. Once in a while, I go on Blog Talk Radio, but it's mostly lately I've been so busy with this. We're getting it from all ends and directions that I'm trying to keep it simple and do it all on my website.
Well, yeah, I was reading what you had to say about the oil rig disaster in the Gulf.
Right.
What is your take on that?
Well, right now there's just a lot of misinformation. I know we don't have limited time. It's pretty deep stuff. But, there was a website that was like a FSB, KGB website, and they said that a Korean submarine launched a torpedo into it. Now, of course, I don't believe that story, but my question is, why are the Russians releasing that information to get people paranoid, obviously? But it was a little strange. So was this sabotage? We don't know. We have to still, of course, we'll never hear the truth because they don't even tell us the truth about Fort Hood. So don't expect the truth about this either.
Well, I know our Justice Department, that's for sure, is compromised with Eric Holder. There's probably the most corrupt person in the administration. He proved that under the Clinton administration, too. So you're not going to get any justice. Having Eric Holder as anything with justice is a big oxymoron because there's nothing that's just about Eric Holder. Mm-hmm. And this whole administration is a den of snakes. I just feel that, it's more like the Politburo. The Congress is more like the Politburo now. The Democrats are pretty much a rubber stamp on whatever Barack Obama tells them to do. And, of course, not Barack Obama. It's probably George Soros and the elites that control Barack Obama. I feel he's a plant. I believe he's a puppet. I believe he's been trained for the last 30 years to read a teleprompter and do nothing else. I have my favorite audio section. I call it Obama Unplugged, where he's talking about inhalators and breathalyzers, and he's stuttering and mumbling for about a minute and a half. Listen, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. It's always great to see a new patriot on Facebook and somebody who's as well informed and as well motivated as you are. And I love your New York accent. I'm originally from northern New Jersey. Where are you from in New York?
I am from the Queens area.
Okay, well, I'm from northern New Jersey, the Patterson, Fair Lawn area.
Oh, okay. The home of Lou Costello.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, listen, Steve, thanks for coming on the air tonight. I really appreciate it. I'll keep in touch. I want you to give my producer your email address and your cell phone number so I can reach you, so I can chat off air with you, okay?
Thanks for having me, Les. Have a good night.
My pleasure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from three great Americans tonight, people who have put their lives on the line, put their security on the line to combat the Obama regime and the communist infiltration of America and our media and our Congress and our government. This situation is getting more and more serious every day. Every day there are new attacks on our freedom and liberty. Right now, right before this immigration situation came out and blew up last week, Lindsey Graham was talking about collaborating, the quisling that he is, with some Democrats to try and push through the cap and trade monstrosity, which would destroy the economy here in Kentucky. And right now, it's just amazing that we allow all this to happen. We have to continue to fight this abomination in the White House. You know, because I don't want socialism, and I don't want statism, and I don't want communism in this country. I want freedom and liberty. That's guaranteed by God and the right. It's guaranteed under the greatest document in the history of the world, the Constitution. Stay tuned for Dr. Stan Frager coming up on the top of the hour. If you got an issue that he can help you with, he's pretty good. He got us a national championship in 1980, talking to those guys to shoot those free throws, and I think he can help you out too. But, you know, my grandbaby was in town this weekend from South Carolina, and every time I look at her, she's so beautiful, and I so much want that my children and grandchildren to have the opportunity to succeed and pursue happiness like I've had in my 64 years on this earth. I want them to have the right to succeed or fail on their own, and not to be domesticated like a little animal, being dependent on the federal government for everything. And because without failing in life, you cannot grow and you cannot succeed in what you really truly want to be. If you allow the government to take over your life and give you things, it will so much diminish you and retard your growth that you'll never be what you can be. Because human beings, just think about it. If we had people dependent on government, we would never have iPhones, we would never have computers, we would never have the great inventions of what we've been allowed to do in this country, the great minds that have done things for all these years. Right now, we're facing the most important 6-month period in the history of this country. And I want you to continue to please go out. It's National Prayer Day this Thursday on May 6th. In front of the Jefferson County Courthouse. Go to the debate at the Middletown Community Center and keep vigilant and informed.